What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing another transfer update. I said in my last video, if I get some news, then I will give you guys another video. And here we are with another video. This time we've got a big update on Phil Foden and a new contract, and also some very interesting news in terms of Erling Haaland potentially joining Manchester City. But before I crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, you want to help to support my channel, then do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 21k subscribers. We're now less than 400 subs away, so any help towards that would be fantastic. We are going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the winter-January transfer window, so you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester City transfer news, then do subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. Once more, aiming for 300 likes, and also don't forget to let me know your thoughts of these transfers in the comments below. Without further ado though, let's crack on with this video, and we are going to start off first with the big update on Phil Foden. Now, the Daily Mirror, the Daily Mail, the Telegraph, lots of other sources are all saying the same thing. Phil Foden, he has agreed a new contract at Manchester City. It's going to be a 6-year contract, which is going to be lasting him until June 2027. It has been reported that his contract is going to be worth £150,000 a week. I don't know how true that is in terms of his wage. The length of the contract, though, makes sense. Manchester City looking to tie down one of, if not the most promising player at Manchester City, in not just coming from our academy. I'm on about most promising player that we've got with Phil Foden. City wanting to tie him down to a long-term deal, and a new 6-year contract is certainly doing that, and having a wage to reflect that not only is he a first-team player, but an important first-team player, and who's to say in a season or two's time that wage couldn't be increased even more and starts topping on top of £200,000 per week and even more, to show his significance to Manchester City and to the first team as well. I personally think this is lovely news. I think it's great news, and I am hoping that this contract will be signed, sealed and announced very soon. It could even have been announced by the time that I've put this video out. If that is the case, then the next time I do my transfer update, then I will confirm that as the news. But we are just waiting for official confirmation. Like I said, all sources are suggesting that the deal has been agreed, it has been signed. We're just waiting for City to announce that contract of Phil Foden tying himself long term to Manchester City, which I don't think was it's a no-brainer really for Phil Foden and for Manchester City as well. So we are just waiting for complete official announcement on that, but he's looking like he's going to be the next Manchester City player to sign a new long-term contract. Now, we haven't got any outs today. We're going to move on to the ins instead, and we do have an update on Erling Haaland. Now, this is very interesting. Now, the Times, they have said that Manchester City, they are going to meet with Mino Raiola in January, and that's going to discuss moves for a potential move for Erling Haaland. It's pretty unclear at this time as to whether Manchester City want to make a move in January for Erling Haaland to bring him in the winter, or whether they just want discussions to take place to get things sorted and the ball rolling, ready for a move in the summer when his release clause does come active. And of course, if City want to get ahead of the queue, then a good time to do that is January, because we can offer Dortmund a little bit more than his release clause. We know his release clause is around 65 to 70 million pounds. It was reported in my last transfer update as 64 million pounds. So we are expecting somewhere in that benchmark of between 64 and 70 million pounds there or thereabouts, just for an upfront transfer fee to Borussia Dortmund. And I'm sure if Manchester City was to offer a little bit more to Dortmund, that if Haaland makes it clear that he wants to leave, then maybe Dortmund, seeing how the season's going, will be tempted to accept that because they're going to get a little bit more money. But that remains to be seen. It could well be Manchester City want to get the ball rolling to get a pre-agreement in place with Dortmund and with the player, ready for that to come to become active in the summer. So we could say we're going to activate his release clause, £64 million, we're going to send that to Borussia Dortmund. However, it's going to have a scheduled date on it, basically, which would be when his release clause becomes active, rather than Manchester City looking to, you know, do it in the summer, jumping the queue, kind of, so to speak, a little bit like what Bayern Munich did with their Upamecano. However, they did theirs in February rather than in January, and I'm not too sure on the ins and outs of his contracts and whether City can do that whilst there's an active transfer window. I would imagine they'd want all the agreements in place and then that to be announced, like what Bayern did in February once the transfer window has closed. But again, that remains to be seen. So I reckon, knowing Manchester City, it'd probably be a summer move with looking for a pre-agreement in place with the player and with Borussia Dortmund as well to activate his release clause. And like I said, Manchester Evening News, they've been reporting that the release clause is £64 million for next summer. So it's all about, will Manchester City pay that? Now, Manchester Evening News, other than reporting on his release clause, have also said that Manchester City, they want to sign Erling Haaland. That's the striker that they want, and to do so, to bring him in, they want to have some player sales to fund for a move. Now, City are hoping to try and get that £64 million covered through transfer fees, so it's not costing us as much in the transfer. Like I said, that's just a fee that goes to Dortmund, not taking into account, of course, how much money is going to be paid to Erling Haaland himself, his representatives, and also his agent as well. Haaland's going to have a big wage. His representatives are going to demand some fees, including his father, former Manchester City man Alfie Haaland, and of course Raiola's agent fees as well, which I'm sure will be astronomical. And he'll be turning this and twisting this, saying Real Madrid and Liverpool and Manchester United are all willing to pay this. So are Man City going to match that? They're going to pay even more, because if not, then he's going to send his client to one of the clubs that's going to pay top dollar for him. And that's the problem that we face. So City obviously thinking of a solution, and the solution is to act fast, which is what City apparently are trying to look to do. I would be very surprised if it's just Manchester City speaking with Raiola in January. I imagine he'll probably be speaking with some other clubs as well. So it remains to be seen who's going to make a move. That will become clearer in the coming weeks to months. But in terms of player sales, some names have been mentioned by the MEN. They've mentioned Itakura, Pedro, Porro, Morgan Rogers, Yangel Herrera, and Jayden Braaf, who could all be sold by Manchester City on a permanent basis for City to try and fund through a move there for Erling Haaland. Just having a look at some of them players, other than maybe Yangel Herrera, I reckon we may be able to get maybe £10-15 million for him. Morgan Rogers, maybe between £5 and £10 million. Pedro, Porro, what we're looking at, maybe I'd be looking for north of £10 million if we could get that. Itakura, a few £1 million here. Jayden Braaf, who knows what his value is these days as well. For all them players, I'd probably be looking for, if I could get north of £40 million, I'd be happy, which of course pays for more than half of this transfer fee, and so it helps Manchester City financially. And obviously we have the scenarios surrounding Raheem Sterling's new contract and Bernardo Silva potentially wanting to leave. We have heard Aymeric Laporte earlier in the summer was contemplating his future, that if there is a big player sale by Manchester City either in January or in the summer, then that would more than likely pay for us signing Erling Haaland. But it's exciting. Erling Haaland, there is a chance that he could become a Manchester City player, and what I've just reported on is seemingly Manchester City's approach in how that could be done. We did speak about in my last video about Dusan Vlahovic. I certainly think that he is one player that would be a really good contingency for Manchester City. If you're giving me a straight out choice between Vlahovic or Erling Haaland, I'm going to say Erling Haaland every day of the week, because I think he's the next big prospect to come when playing for not just a centre forward role but also a goal scorer. I think he's more than capable of making that jump to the Premier League. It's all about finances, who makes the move for him, and will Manchester City be able to get that transfer done? Will it be too expensive? Will there be other clubs out there willing to break the bank to bring in Erling Haaland? The answer to that is probably yes, but we live in hope that they may not, and Manchester City may want to break their transfer strategy to make this transfer happen. We missed out on our top target Harry Kane last summer. Manchester City might not be prepared for next summer to miss out on their top target once more, and they may pay the money that's required for them. That remains to be seen, but if City can do player sales and things like that, and the deal pays for itself, then I'm sure Manchester City from a business point of view will be very happy. So we'll see what direction that goes in. Do let me know your thoughts though in the comments below. I know you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester City transfer news, including updates on Erling Haaland, so if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on to be notified immediately for when I do upload. Aiming for 21k subscribers now, less than 400 subs away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Aiming for 300 likes once more. If we could hit that, that would be brill. And also don't forget to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description below, and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll be back again on the daily grind tomorrow, this time Premier League preview. International football done and dusted. We're going into a match at the Etihad Stadium against Burnley, so I'll have my preview up for that, so you have that to look forward to for tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.